Moderate. How many areas have been touched? There are 6 areas, 1 passage, 1 parajumble based on comprehension, and remaining 4 areas objective. 1 deals with double pillars, 1 deals with spellings, new model, another deals with match the questions, and what is the 4th one? What is it? Spot the errors. All familiar models, and fortunately we spent some time on match the following. It has been repeated, so you can consolidate your knowledge. So we'll start with the passage, a short passage but interesting passage about a great person. There are a lot of words you can learn. I'll read out because it's a short passage. Shall I? Today the number has come down. Is it because of Holi? Yes, sir. Okay. Now wish you all a happy Holi. Thank you very much. So I'll start reading out the passage. Jyoti, a gardener's son, was once invited to attend the marriage ceremony of a Brahmin friend. As he loved his friend dearly, dearly means what? A lot. He attended the function. The bridegroom, bride girl, bridegroom boy. The bridegroom was being led in a procession to the bride's house. The procession consisted of men, women, and children, mostly Brahmins. Jyoti was also walking along with the procession. Underline the word orthodox. 1 orthodox. You got this yesterday, I suppose. What are the 3 words? Orthodox. 4 words rather. Traditional, orthodox, conservative, conventional. They all mean the same. And they go with Occidental culture or Oriental culture? Oriental culture. One Orthodox Brahmin recognized him and was annoyed at the sight of, underline the word annoyed. Annoyed means what? Very angry. Over. Annoyed at the sight of a low caste boy walking with the Brahmins in the marriage procession. You all know the word procession. A lot of people walk in the street, usually as a protest. They hold the placards. Those are known as what? Placards. And they shout the slogans. Someone down, down, or someone go back. So procession. Unable to contain himself. Please underline the word contain. In this context, contain means what? Control. Please write the meaning. Unable to contain himself means control himself. He shouted, "How dare you walk along with us? You are not equal. Get behind, otherwise go away." Obviously, the boy felt insulted. Jyoti felt insulted. He left the procession and returned home. He narrated the whole incident to his father with anger in his eyes. However, his father advised him to observe old customs. Please underline the word observe. Here, observe means what? Follow. Very good. Observe means what? Follow. Observe old customs. That night, Jyoti could not sleep. He was assailed. Underline the word assailed. It has 2 different meanings. Please write the first meaning. Assail means attack. What is the meaning? Attack. Also write the noun form assailants, attackers. Assail is a verb, assailant, noun. The second meaning, assail means to trouble or to disturb, trouble or disturb. So in this context, what does it mean? Disturbed. He was assailed by the insult he had suffered as a result of years of discrimination. Underline the word discriminate. Discrimination. What is the meaning of that? Discriminate means what? Differentiate or distinguish. Write 2 words. One word you write differentiate. The other word distinguish. Differentiate or distinguish. Inflicted on lower caste. Underline the word inflicted. Inflict means cause pain. Generally it goes with pain or agony. cause, C-A-U-S-E, cause, or make something happen. Usually that is a painful experience. Agony means what? What is the spelling of agony? A-G-O-N-Y means severe pain. Agony could be physical or mental. Mental agony, physical agony. Both the combinations are right. He felt compelled. Underline the word compelled. Compel means what? Force. Don't compel me means what? Don't force me. He felt compelled to find a way to end caste discrimination. As the lower caste people were not educated, they had accepted this mental slavery. That's a very good expression. Please underline the expression mental slavery for ages. Also underline the phrase for ages. For ages means for millions of years or thousands of years or hundreds of years. For ages, Jyoti therefore resolved. Resolve means what? Take a firm decision, resolution. Resolve to revolt means protest against this mental slavery and educate the lower caste people. He became the first Indian to start a school for the untouchables, as well as a girls' school in Maharashtra, exclusive girls' school. We recognize him today as Mahatma Phule. A very interesting passage, inspiring passage rather. See, sometimes what happens, one incident, a negative incident, turns out to be in the long run a positive incident. So we call this incident, getting insulted, a blessing in disguise for the mankind, for a lot of communities. He got insulted negative, but in the long run impact of that, it was a blessing in disguise. A lot of lower caste people and untouchables, they got benefited because of this particular person. A very interesting passage. Shall we see the questions? Yes, sir, eagerly waiting. Question number 1. According to the passage, what has made low caste people accept mental slavery? Lack of education. Which option says that? Fourth option is the answer. Very good, you are ready with the answer. Please underline the word apathy. Apathy means callousness, lack of emotions. Lack of emotions, callousness, being stony, any of these. Callous, stony, no emotions, no feelings, apathy. Other words are rather easy. Question number 2. What kind of a man was Jyoti's father? He wanted the son to follow the traditions. That means what? Orthodox, traditional, and conservative rather. A man of revolutionary ideas? No. One who advised him to start a school for the untouchables? No. A man who did not want Jyoti to break old traditions? That is right. So what is the answer? Third option is the answer. A man not in favor of Jyoti attending the marriage ceremony? Not correct. One who was also present in the marriage procession? Not relevant. What did Jyoti do after he was insulted? Left the procession and went to his friend, went home, tried to take a revenge on his friend. Not correct. Decided not to join any such marriage processions in future. That is a common man's attitude. Okay. Involved himself actively in the freedom movement? No. Engaged himself in social service. So what is the answer here? Fifth option is the answer. Why did Jyoti attend the marriage? On the advice of his father. He was invited by the father of the bride? No. The bridegroom was a good friend of Jyoti. Right? No, why no response? That is the answer. Third option is the answer. Have you written? Easy one. Question number 5, am I right? Why could Jyoti not sleep that night? He had to attend the marriage of his friend? No. He wanted to do something for the lower caste people? Seems right, hold that one. The Brahmin insulted his friend? Not correct. His father was sick? Not relevant. He was not getting any help for his school? Not at all relevant. So what is the answer? He wanted to do something for the lower caste people. You must have got all the 5 correct. A lot of students. That's very good. Now we'll go to the next 5 questions deal with what? Spot the errors. Surprisingly, almost all the questions, sentences, very short sentences, and some of the parts, only one word or 2 words. That is really surprising. This is not the latest model. Please don't expect something like this in the near future. Shall I read out the first one? That is question number 6. Excuse me. I have throat infection, so please excuse me. Question number 6. They appointed, this is a very important question. Underline the word appointed. They appointed him as a manager as he is efficient. Now, where is the error from your point of view? No, tell me the part. Which part has an error? Which part? Third part. What is it? As he is efficient. No, that is not right. Who says the second part? That's very good. What is the error? First, you underline the word appointed. Then you cannot use as. Also, we don't use the indefinite article a. They appointed him manager. Please make a note. They appointed him manager. Now, sometimes what happens, some students, they get confused. They see the newspaper. In the newspaper, they see contrary. What I say, contrary to that, they see. I would like to advise all those students, do remember, today the Hindu paper also. The other day I was talking to one of the faculty members. I said, consider doesn't take the adverb as. Then he said, sir, in some situations it takes. Then I cross-checked with Cambridge University dictionary. Consider doesn't take the word as. He has been considered as the best student, not correct. I'm going to tell. He has been considered the best student. So sometimes in the newspaper you see some expressions. They are not valid from the exam point of view. But modern English, current English, they are acceptable. Exam point of view, don't get confused. Don't accept, don't consider. Last week or the week before that, I gave the example of family members. In the Hindu paper, first page, it is not correct. What is the correct expression? Members of family. So always remember and stop yourself. Don't accept what you see in the newspaper. Hold yourself, refrain or restrain. Now please write, there are a few verbs which take the adverb as. First you write those verbs. Regard, treat, define, describe. All these verbs take as. I regard him as my brother. I treat him as my brother. Science is defined as the study of nature. So they take as. Hope you guys are listening. But they don't ask questions related to this. There are 8 verbs which don't take as. All the 8 verbs are very important. I'm going to write all those. First you make a note. The following verbs don't take the adverb as. The following verbs don't take. Please underline don't take. First you write the word name. Then you write the word appoint. Then you write the word make. Not make. Make will, you can write but no problem. Write make also. Then write the word elect. Then you write the word think. Think. Consider. Call. Choose. How many verbs have you got? All the 8 verbs, they don't take as. He has been elected as a president. Sometimes you come across. He has been elected the president. Hope you got it. It has been considered as the best painting. Not correct. It has been considered the best painting. So remember all the 8. Here in this list, what do you have? Appoint. So where is the error based on this? Appointed him manager. That is a correct sentence. So please write next to the question, it is related to what? Adverb. Verb-adverb combination. Shall I move on to the next question? The reason of his failure is due to his intelligence. I hope you guys are attentive. Answer my question, how many errors are here? 2 errors, very good. This girl is very attentive. What are those 2 errors? Please tell me. One is the reason of or for. Please correct it. The reason for his failure. Now underline the word reason. Reason talks about whatever the cause. It talks about the cause. Then you cannot use the word due to. Where is the error? The second error? 4th part. The reason for his failure is his intelligence. That is ridiculous. I don't know on what basis they gave this sentence. Do you understand? First you correct the sentence. The reason for his failure is strike off due to. Why should you strike it off? Because the word reason, we call it, please make a note, what is it known as? A redundancy. The reason for his failure is his failure intelligence. Does it make any sense? Perhaps they wanted to use something like smartness. That would have been a better word. Please write the word smartness. Smart has positive connotation as well as negative connotation. Sometimes students act a little smart. Then what do we say? Don't act smart. That is negative. Smart has positive connotation as well. So what is this question related to? One is, please make a note, preposition related. A reason for, here preposition. And due to, reason you cannot use due to. That is a redundancy related. How many of you have spotted 2 errors? Raise your hands instead of 1. That's good. I appreciate. Question number 8. The prices of his article considerably varies in different parts of the country. This is a little tricky. What is the reason? Generally we say the price of the article. This is the usual thing. Have you ever come across the prices of his article? Very rare. Then even I had the same doubt, frankly speaking. To be candid, I had to cross-check. It is correct. The prices of different goods or different products have different prices in different countries. Same product, different prices. Then you can use the expression the prices of the product. Are you listening? That is right. That means there is no error in the first part. The prices, then what is the subject here? Please underline the word prices. The prices of his article, in the sense his product, considerably. Now prices plural, can you say varies or you have to say vary? So where is the error? The third part. The prices of his article considerably vary in different parts of the country. That is the correct sentence. How many of you have thought there is third part error? That's wonderful. I appreciate. Generally you get confused. The prices of his article, you don't feel like accepting, but it is right. Okay. Shall I move on to the next one? So what is this about? Please write subject-verb agreement. This is related to subject-verb agreement. Always write next to the question what it is about. That helps you in the long run. Mr. Sharma is planning to settle in Delhi. Do you find any error? As soon as he will retire in April next year. Where is the error? Fourth part, what is it? Will you use, which tense is this? He will retire, future tense. Which tense are you supposed to use? Present tense. Then what is the correct expression? As soon as he retires. Please correct it. As soon as he retires. In April next year. This is a conditional. Write one more example. First you make a note. The question is related to conditional sentence. Write one example. I will send the books. I will send the books as soon as I reach Delhi. As soon as I reach Delhi. As soon as I reach Delhi, which tense is that? Present tense. I will send the books. Which tense is it? Future tense. Write one more example. I will send the books. I will send the books. When I reach Delhi. When I reach Delhi. When means as soon as. Same meaning. We can substitute with the word when. When I reach Delhi, as soon as I reach Delhi. Both mean the same. Shall I move on to the next question? Question number 10. Very short sentences. I don't know why. But this is an important one. I would like to see how many of you have got this right. One should always remember, one should always take care of his health. You're ready with the answer? That's wonderful. We cannot use, what is the subject here? Please underline the word one. Now answer immediately, which type of pronoun is it? Why no response? That is a $1 million question. If I ask you which part of speech, you will say immediately pronoun. But which type of pronoun? Please write indefinite pronoun. Indefinite. What are the indefinite pronouns? None, one, everyone, no one, someone, everybody, nobody. All these are indefinite pronouns. What is the rule that goes with the indefinite pronoun one? When one is a subject, if you have to repeat or use in the same clause or some other clause, you cannot use a personal pronoun or a possessive pronoun. This is a possessive pronoun. You have to use one or once. One in place of personal pronoun, once in place of possessive pronoun. So here what is the right expression? O-N-E apostrophe S. One should always take care of one's health. And make a note, the question is related to indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. Who has got all the 5 correct? Only a few students. Please give them a big hand. I see one boy, one girl. Why? Who has got 4 correct? A lot. Who has got 3 correct? Okay. After that, I don't want to ask. Now we'll move on to the next set of questions. These questions, you spent time yesterday, you got an idea. Should be easy today. Not even 24 hours. So match the sentence or the phrase from column 1 with the sentence or phrase in column 2. So we'll start with the first one. The crust of the, please underline the word crust. If you ask any geography student, he knows this word crust. Typical meaning, it goes with geography, geology. Crust means, if you take the planet Earth, the outer layer, it is called crust. Crust is the outer layer. And one more meaning of crust, again the outer layer. It could be of something, need not be planet Earth. Anything outer layer, we can use the word crust. The crust of the, can you say crust of the surface of the road? That is not correct. The crust of the bread is burnt. Here crust means what? Outer layer. The crust of the bread is burnt. Grammatically right, relevant, contextually, relevance is there. Hold that one. So what is it? A-E. Church goers praise God during the service by singing songs. No, I have to check the third one, am I right? The crust of the and expressing their love, that is not correct. Now I'll take the second one, B. Church goers praise God during the service by singing songs and expressing their love through prayers. Now under pressure, if you don't read meticulously, what will happen? You will take it for granted, you think that is also the right combination. But is it the right combination? Where is the error? There or there? So T-H-E-I-R, please correct it. They should have given possessive pronoun, their love through prayers. So this is not correct. And it doesn't go with crust, it doesn't go with bread. The third one, the mud had formed a thick crust of the surface of the road. Now it sounds contextually right, but is it right or wrong? Wrong. Why is it wrong? The mud had formed a thick crust of or on the surface of the road. Now you got only one pair. Which one is that? A, E. Which option says that? The second option is the answer. Let me ask the question, how many of you have attempted these questions? Almost all. Okay. The concert, underline the word concert. Please write the meaning of that word. Concert means a musical program. A musical program. I haven't completed. A musical program, brackets, either vocal or instrumental. Either vocal or instrumental. Any problem? Everything is in place. Either vocal or instrumental. Instrumental music, vocal. We call it a concert. The concert is a tribute. Tribute, you all know the word. Pay respect, pay homage, or show respect. The concert is a tribute to the men and upwards to form a crust. Not related. Men, what do you expect next? Women. The concert is a tribute to the men and women of the military who protect our nation. This is grammatically correct, contextually apt. So hold that one. What is this combination? A, E. The concert is a tribute to the men and for his excellent work. His excellent work, is it right? Here, tribute to the men, then you cannot use singular. Not correct. Shall I move on to the next one? The teacher began to praise a student upwards to form a crust. Not relevant. The teacher began to praise a student, women of the military. Not relevant. The teacher began to praise a student for his for his excellent work and raved about her writing. Now, what is the problem here? Contextually, it is right, but his, her, where is the error? His writing, not her writing. The correct sentence, the teacher began to praise the student for his excellent work and raved about his writing. Underline the word rave. Rave means, in this context, praise. Praise a lot. Praise a lot. But today, if you talk to the youngsters who belong to the rich families, affluent families, they don't think of this meaning. There is one expression, please write the expression. I don't know how many of you know, not advisable to know also. Please write. A rave party. Have you heard of that? A rave party is very popular in the Western countries. And today they are very popular in Bombay, in Bangalore, and in our city, Hyderabad also. If you go to the outskirts of the city, over the weekends, a few people, they throw rave parties. Usually what happens there, they take drugs like brown sugar, cocaine, and they behave uncivilized, barbaric, savage, like animals. No limits as such, unimaginable behavior. So rave parties are banned actually in our country, but they try to do it bribing the officials or secretly. So very dangerous. Rave parties are very, very dangerous. Now, is it right or wrong? Forget about the rave party. Come to the question. The teacher began, that part is over. It looks like right, but it is not right. Less dense substances move upwards to form a crust. Whether you know geography or not, geology or not, this seems grammatically correct, contextually correct. So what does it mean? C and D. Am I right? Less dense substances move, women of the military, that is not correct. Less dense substances move for his excellent, not correct. So which option says A, E and C, D? Answer is the second option. Any problem? Fine. Question number 13. Modesty helps one. Please underline the word modesty. It's a very good word. Write the meaning. Modest or modesty means simplicity. Simplicity. Also write one idiomatic expression, down to earth. Also write, the other day someone was asking about the difference between, is she here? The difference between humiliation and humility. Next you write the word I think she hasn't come today. Humility is a positive word. Humility means what? man of humility, modest, simple, not proud, down to earth. But then you write the word humiliation. Humiliation has a negative connotation. What is the meaning of that particular word? Humiliation means what? Insult. Humiliation, insult. That has a negative connotation. Humility, positive. Humiliation, negative. Have we done with the question? No. Modesty, first one. Modesty helps one. He swore fealty, not relevant. Modesty helps one to went forward, not correct. Modesty helps one of accidents, not relevant. So this part doesn't go with any of the options. Shall I move on to the next one? A relation between the number of traffic stops and reduction of accidents could not be proven through the data. Contextually it is right. Grammatically, is it right or wrong? It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Here will you say off or off? Only one F. A relation between the number of traffic stops and reduction of accidents could not be proven through the data. That is an actual sentence. So this is also not correct. And third option, when the president took his oath, he swore fealty to the nation. Seems right or wrong? How many of you know the meaning of the word fealty? Pronunciation, fealty. You don't know, then you cannot guess. Please write the meaning. Loyalty. Loyalty, being loyal. Loyalty, please complete, especially to a king or a queen, but in the modern context to the country. Loyalty to a king or a queen. Now I'll read the sentence, you tell me right or wrong, your gut feeling. When the president took his oath, you can understand the context. Generally, oaths, that time, the ceremony, they swear. The prime minister, the president, the ministers, they swear. When the president took his oath, he swore fealty to the nation. Contextually, it is right. What is wrong with this part? Is it to or to? That means what? Have you got any pair? What is the answer? Let us respect the fifth option. None of the above. That is the answer. Question number 14. The worst men often advise about investing into the stock market. I don't think so. The worst men often to his vision. No. The worst men often give the best advice. I don't understand this paper, a little odd in my opinion. You got one sentence, the reason for his failure is his intelligence. That is a little shocking, surprising, startling, puzzling, bewildering. This sentence also, the worst men often give the best advice. Perhaps, what is the reason? Who is the worst man? He has already experienced everything. He has seen the world, both positive and negative. He is an experienced person. Definitely he can give the best advice. Do you understand what I say? Someone burns his fingers, then he can tell whether to touch the fire or not. So if you look at it from that angle, this is right. This is right. So just we'll see. Please make a note. At the outset, it looks ridiculous and strange. But if you look from a philosophical point of view, it is acceptable. Now, what is the second one? I call my broker for advice about investing into the stock market. It seems contextually right. But will you say investing in the stock market or into the stock market? We don't use the preposition into. That is not practically possible. So please correct it. Invest in the stock market. This is also not correct. I call my broker for to his vision. That is not correct. I call my broker for give the best. For give the best, not grammatically correct. Since the politician didn't believe his campaign manager was dedicated, advice about investing, not grammatically correct. Since the politician did not believe his campaign manager was dedicated to his vision, he fired her for her lack of fealty. This seems, now you know the meaning of the word fealty, means what? Loyalty. This seems right Contextually, do you find any error grammatically? No. So, C, then what is it? CE, am I right? And which option says only, how many have you got? AF, CE. What is the answer here? Answer, excuse me, answer is the fourth option. How many of you have got this one right? That's very good. The last question related to matching related questions. I stared at the blank paper. Your staring is over. Then I will continue. Thank you. So please underline the word stare. Stare means what? To look at someone or something for a long time. Indians are very good at staring. If someone comes in, the dress looks a little odd, all the eyes, and that fellow will definitely get tensed up. And today if you take the US is a free society, they don't care. Your neighbor dies, they're least bothered. Who is there next door, they're least bothered. They all live in the same apartment. Today we are also experiencing the same thing. I live in a gated community, and we see some people, we don't even wish each other, we don't wish one another, we look at each other like strangers. So this is nothing but American culture. And in the US, if someone stares, then they go and say, didn't your mother teach you that staring is a bad habit? You're not supposed to stare. Whether they wear something or they don't wear something, least bothered. Absolutely no difference at all. And when they visit countries like India, the Indian subcontinent, and Israel, they go to the embassies and they get some tips. And they get the tip, be prepared to get stared. When you go to Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, everyone will stare at you. When you go to, surprisingly, Israel, they also stare, so be prepared. And if there's one thing that Americans can't stand, that is staring. They cannot stand. They cannot stand. Means what? They cannot tolerate, they cannot bear. I will tell you something very interesting. Generally, when it comes to public speaking, a lot of people think, if I ask you, please come and speak, say something about today's paper, what will you say? No, sir, no. What is the reason? One of the reasons, I'm not good at English. Typical excuse, what is it? I'm not good at English. But let me tell you, according to one survey conducted in 80s in the US, it's a free society. They don't care anything. They conducted a survey. They wanted to find out which is the number one fear for Americans. And you'll be surprised to know about 80% said the number one fear is fear of public speaking. Can you believe that? What is a mother tongue? English is a mother tongue, but what is the number one fear? That means what? Public speaking has nothing to do with the language. It depends on your confidence. Number two, they said fear of heights. Usually they have skyscrapers, 100 floors, 120 floors, they have this fear of heights. And the third problem, fear of snakes. But the number one fear is fear of public speaking. That is really surprising. So we'll go back to the question. I stared at the blank paper, not some good advice. Is it relevant? No. I stared at the blank paper, not knowing how to start the letter. Contextually right, but where is the problem? 2 is not correct. I stared at the blank paper, not fealty to the king, not related. The knight swore some good advice, not correct. The knight swore knowing how to start the letter, not correct. The knight swore fealty to the king and him kingdom or his kingdom? His. So this is also not correct. Stephen gave me some good advice. This seems right, grammatically, contextually. Stephen gave me knowing how to start, not correct. Stephen gave me fealty to the king, not relevant. So what is the answer here? C, D, which option says that? Who has got all the 5 correct? That only a few. Okay. Please give them a big hand. That's very good. I appreciate it. Now, yesterday you got questions related to spellings, but the words were rather not regular words, tough words from the candidate's point of view, a typical candidate's point of view. And today, surprisingly, similar pattern, but what is the difference? They have given a context, a lengthy sentence, paragraph kind of sentence, and they wanted you to find out a word with spelling mistake, whichever word you have to find out. The unprecedented, please underline the word unprecedented, means precedent means what? Something happened before. Unprecedented, never seen before, never happened before. Please write the meaning of the word unprecedented. Never seen, never happened before. Deluge, underline the word deluge. Deluge means floods. Please write the word floods. Floods, floods. The unprecedented deluge in Kerala unleashed. Underline the word unleash. Unleash means what? Release. Unleash your potential. Release your potential. Unleashed by heavy rain, overflowing rivers, brimming dams. Underline the word brimming. Imagine, I'm not an artist. I hope it looks like a glass. Does it look like a glass? To some extent. Imagine the water touches it's this part, the edge. Then we say it has touched the brim. Brim means what? The edge of the container. So brimming dams means the dams complete, touch the top level. Brimming dams, massive landslips. So land, mass of land falls down, we call it landslip, has overwhelmed. Underline the word overwhelmed. Overwhelm means what? To make an impact, a big impact. To make a big impact. We also say submerge, submerge, but it doesn't go with the regular meaning of overwhelm. When you, please write one more meaning. Overwhelming means to get impressed a lot, to get impressed to a great extent. Something impresses you to a great extent, or someone impresses you to a great extent, then what do you say? Overwhelming. It's a very good word. Overwhelmed the state government and rescue agencies as they struggle to make a complete assessment of the devastation. Underline the word devastation. Devastation means what? Negative incident, something negative, completely negative. It could go with situation, it could go with individuals. Write one example, how does it go with individuals? I was devastated when I heard the shocking news. I was devastated. I was devastated when I heard the shocking news. Means totally disturbed or shocked or negative impact. Now, where is the error? Unprecedented, say right, wrong. Assessment, what is the spelling of assessment? Is it single S or double S here? So that means what? Option 2 is the answer. Assessment, double S, double S. Overwhelmed, correct spelling. Devastation, correct spelling. 17. 2 years after accepting the Justice R.M. Lodha Committee's recommendations, the Supreme Court has now extended some concessions to those aggrieved by the rigorous rules. Please underline the word aggrieved, rigorous, which aim to revamp, underline the word revamp, cricket administration in the country. First, you write the meaning of the word aggrieved. Aggrieved means to feel that you have been treated unfairly. To feel that you have been treated unfairly. Someone has treated you unfairly, then you use, but write some more words. Please write indignant. Indignant, what is the spelling? Also write the word, I think you got this word yesterday or last week, resentful. They all mean the same. Indignant, resentful, aggrieved by the rigorous, underline the word rigorous. Rigorous in this context, rigorous rules means what? Very strict rules. Write the word strict, which aim to revamp. Revamp means what? Restructure, to make something better. To make something better. Revamp, improve. You could write the word improve. And the other day I gave a wrong, I don't say wrong, but generally, remember she brought it to my notice. I would like to thank you for that. Augment. Augment means increase. Please write the meaning of augment. Increase. But I said something like allot, distribute, and one of the meanings, somewhere I remember, because augment resources, it doesn't talk about increase resources. Generally distribute, allot, that connotation. Resources we use allot, or we use exploit, we use harness. These are the words. That's what I said yesterday. So whatever, revamp, have you written the meaning? Cricket administration in the country. Now what is recommendations? See, I keep speaking, whatever it is, 2 minutes, 3 minutes continuously. Then I ask a question, you don't respond. It is not fair on your part. I have read out, I have spoken for a few minutes. Generally what happens, when it comes to public speaking, if you go to a workshop, public speaking related workshop, they conduct jam sessions, just a minute. Here just an hour. What is it? Just an hour. We start at 2, 3, till 3, 3:15, it goes on and on and on. And sometimes we also need respite. You agree or you don't agree? So when I say something, read out something, explain something, then I ask a question, I expect some response from your side. No response, what should I think? Not acceptable. So tell me, is it right or wrong? Option 1, right. Concessions, correct. Aggrieved, I think the correct spelling has been there in the option. What is the correct spelling? I-E-V-E-D. But the given word is what? E-I. Please correct it. I-E. Revamp, the word is correct. See, this is the given spelling, am I right? But here you see a different spelling. They have given the same. Oh, it is there. Then what is the correct spelling? The third option, IE is the correct spelling. So they have given the correct spelling, no problem. Shall I move on to the next one? 18. Ever the contrarian, underline the word contrarian. See, all our youngsters, you should be very active and dynamic at this age. You are not active. Faculty also, after some time, slowly the energy levels come down. And the motivation, the spirit will not last for a long time. So if you're active, faculty forgets, the faculty member forgets, and he wants to give more. It goes on to a different level altogether. So underline the word contrarian. Contrarian means one who opposes popular beliefs. One who opposes popular beliefs or popular ideas. Contrarian. Some people oppose the popular ideas. Contrary, you can guess the meaning also. Contrast, contrary, contrarian, who doesn't go with the regular stream, he goes against the stream. Ever the contrarian, Vajpayee was equally the consensus seeker. Underline the word consensus. Seeker, you're all job seekers, Vajpayee, consensus seeker. What is the meaning of the word consensus? Same opinion, no difference of opinion. And the alliance builder means bringing people together who could traverse ideological divides. Please underline the expression ideological divides and overcome political animosities. Underline the word animosities. What is the meaning of the word animosity? Enmity, please write enmity. E-N-M-I-T-Y, enmity. Also write the word hostile, being hostile. Not hostile, hostile. H-O-S-T-I-L-E. Hostile, you got the word yesterday or day before yesterday. Okay, fine. Antagonistic, do you remember? Animosity. With a skill set that was a throwback to the Nehruvian era. Throwback, something like a reminder. Now, what is the first word here? Traverse. Is it right or wrong? Please mark it wrong. Here C is not correct. Please correct. Traverse. V-E-R-S-E. So write the meaning of the word. Traverse means travel through or travel across. Travel through or travel across. You have written the meaning of the word contrarian. One who opposes popular beliefs or ideas. Alliance means what? Joining hands or forming a coalition. Animosities, we have written the meaning. And what is the next one? So what is the answer here? The first option is the answer. 19, the massive Taliban assault. Underline the word assault. Assault means what? Attack. The massive Taliban assault on the strategically important, underline the word strategically. Here strategic, write the word strategic in your notebook. Strategic means defense related, defense related. Write one more expression, strategic studies. Strategic studies means defense studies, related to defense, strategic studies. So strategically important Ghazni city in southeastern Afghanistan has exposed the vulnerabilities, underline the word vulnerabilities. Vulnerable means what? Unprotected. In a position where you get exploited or you get attacked, unprotected. Simple word, not protected. Likely to get attacked, likely to get exploited. And there is one more word, please write the word susceptible. Vulnerable, susceptible. Susceptible goes more with emotions and the feelings. So vulnerabilities of Afghan troops once again. If the city falls, it could alter the balance in the stalemated war, rendering the government in Kabul more vulnerable. Underline the words stalemated, also underline the word rendering. Write the meaning of the word stalemate. That is a verb, stalemate. Verb as well as a noun, stalemate. Means what? A draw. In a game of chess, it's a draw. Stalemate means what? Neither you can win nor the other person can win. It's like a draw. Write the word draw. Here, in the context of the war, no one can win. It's a dead end. In the sense, no one can win. Stalemate. A render. Write the meaning of the word a render. A render means provide or give. Provide or give. G-I-V-E. You all must be knowing render your services. Means what? Give your services. Provide your services. Now, strategically, do you see any error? Please respond. No error. Stalemated. Every time I can't say, please respond. Is it right or wrong? What is wrong with this? Only one T. Double T is not correct. Stalemated. Generally, we use it as a noun. Vulnerabilities, no error. Rendering, no error. So what is the answer here? The second option is the answer. Whatever the economic rationale, underline the word rationale. Rationale means a reason, judgment. Write two words, one word, a reason, second word, judgment. What is the rationale? What is the reason behind your decision? Whatever the economic rationale, the move was perceived. Perceive means what? To feel, to experience, to see, to observe. Any of these words, please write. Perceive, to experience, to see, to observe, to feel, any of these. And what is the noun form of this word? Perception. Write the word perception. Perceive, verb, perception, noun. Perceived by people as needless provocation. Underline the word provocation. Provoke means what? Make someone angry and make someone do something which is usually negative. Provoke. Also, you got one word the other day, instigate. Write the word instigate. What is the spelling of that? Instigate, provoke, both mean the same. Provoke goes with everyday English, instigate, effective English. Provocation and a double penalty. But by the time the regime, underline the word regime. Regime means what? The duration of the government, the duration of the power, being in power. BJP regime means what? The time period they were in power. Time period, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But by the time the regime saw wisdom and rescinded, underline the word rescinded, the measure, it was already too late. Now, what is the answer? First, perceived, is it right or wrong? Please mark it right. Then, rationale, right. Provocation, right. Rescind, it is not correct. Please, one letter is missing. RESCIN-DED, rescinded. Write the meaning of that. It means revoke, revoke. First you write the word cancel. Simple word, what is it? Cancel. Then you write the word revoke, repeal. Also write the word repeal. They all mean the same. Cancel, revoke, repeal, they all mean the same. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? Please give them a big hand. New students, I would like to encourage those students. Others, nothing to worry, it will take some time. Now, how many questions are we supposed to do? Still 10 questions. 26. One big between the investments in fossil fuels. What do you have next? You have parajumble. Oh, we'll go to parajumble. This is really not easy. You can get 4 or 5 sentences without any problem, but the first sentence or in between or the last, you cannot decide. Once you get the first sentence, you get the order. Otherwise, it's a problem. Now, what is the first sentence? Generally, what happens? No, don't tell me. Generally, what happens when you read, you feel that currently there is no international benchmark of what counts as sufficient climate action. Logically thinking, this seems the first sentence. And once you see the word benchmark, and what should be the second one? D. Even if there was such a benchmark where the contributions will be reviewed. So, 1, 2, you feel this is the first one, D is the second one. But unfortunately, it is not correct. The first sentence is, all of you please go to C. For each country to self-determine its natural contribution is a curious approach. How many of you have thought this is the first sentence? Really? You want me to believe that? Seriously? On what basis? Please tell me. On what basis? I want Shrikant mic. Where is the hand mic? Give the hand mic, please. I want one of the students to justify. I am rather curious, inquisitive. So I want someone to justify on what basis. No, seriously speaking. Who is ready? Please give it to that student. That student is ready to respond.
General statement.
A little louder.
General statements.
General statement. Based on that.
Yes.
Why not F is also a general statement. Why not F? Here you get stuck between F. Your first choice generally, when you read all the 6 sentences, your first choice will be rather F. But you said C. Then on what basis? Why you chose C instead of F? That you have to justify. Because what?
Options is not there, sir. F is not there.
That's why. That is too much. Based on common sense and presence of mind. Oh, wonderful. This is really, I've never expected. This is an eye-opener for me. Please give the mic to that student. He has got something to say. Please pass it on. This is really a pleasant surprise.
Natural distribution on their approach.
What is it?
Natural distribution.
Huh. No, you're talking about which sentence?
C.
C.
Yes.
What is it?
Natural distribution on their approach.
Natural contribution is a curious approach.
Yes.
Based on the expression natural contribution.
Yes.
No, you cannot.
Approach, based on approach, sir.
Based on the word approach.
Yes.
No, to be very frank, don't get disappointed.
Yes.
I don't think that will help you to choose this particular option as a first sentence. Please pass it on. There's one more student. I'll tell you the reason why I'm not convinced. I'll tell the reason. Let that student express his views.
In the statement F, just a minute.
C.
Climate action is speaking about the natural contribution. That's why I think it's C.
Based on the expression natural contribution.
Climate action in F is speaking about the natural contribution in C. That's why I think it's C.
See here, generally what happens, first you have to understand the context. And you have to, based on your understanding that goes with the context, you have to decide which is first, which is second. It goes that way. If you take C as a first sentence, you are not provided with the contextual awareness, in my opinion. That doesn't provide the contextual awareness. You may ask, sir, on what basis you can say? I selected F as the first sentence. Frankly speaking, I don't hesitate to admit. Then when I saw the key, I had a doubt. The key says C is the first sentence. I did not go for the options, okay? And I was not at all comfortable. I was rather reluctant to accept. Then I had to check the source. This has been taken from the Hindu paper published in the month of June 2nd or whatever the date, 2015, 1-5. The Hindu paper 2015 they have taken, and you'll be surprised to know, then after checking that, I was a little comfortable. The reason being, imagine the article from the Hindu paper. It is of this length. This part, first part you consider. This part, the second part you consider. This part, the third part. The article has 3 parts, imagine. First part, second part, third part. And this paragraph belongs to the second part. Only if you read the first part, you can consider this C as the first sentence. Now, have you seen the first part? No. Have they given the first part? Paragraph. I will rephrase my expression. The article has 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph, the second paragraph, the third paragraph. They have taken the second paragraph and they have given the sentences here. Now, without reading the first paragraph, you cannot select C as the first option. That is rather difficult. Once you read the first paragraph, you are provided with the contextual awareness, the background information, then definitely you can go for C as the first option. Without that, rather difficult. But still you got it, not based on the key, on your intellect. I appreciate. I really appreciate. You're definitely a different person. You deserve appreciation. Now, whatever it is, what is the first sentence here? I appreciate all those students who have taken the mic and expressed the views. That is what I've been expecting. C is the first sentence. What is C? For each country to self-determine its natural contribution is a curious approach. Here you don't understand the sentence. What is this natural contribution? Is it related to nature? You cannot decide. Natural contribution. Is it related to environment? You cannot decide. Is it related to greenhouse gases? You cannot decide. And curious approach. What is curious about this? Then when you read, you get an idea. Once you get the first sentence, it becomes very easy, crystal clear. Now tell me, what is the second sentence? Obviously, F is the second sentence. Currently, there is no international benchmark of what counts as sufficient climate action. Please underline the word benchmark. That is a clue. One more sentence, you see benchmark. So what is the second sentence? Hope you guys are listening. D is the third sentence. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3. Even if there was such a benchmark where the contributions will be reviewed at the international level is an open question and the subject of heated negotiation. Now what is the fourth one? A is the fourth one. What is the fourth sentence? A. The obvious incentive then, because there is no cross-checking, it is an incentive. Underline the word incentive. The obvious incentive then for any country is place a limited and costless proposal on the table. Once you get this, then he talks about two problems. And what is the first problem here? Now that is the fifth sentence. What is the fifth sentence? There are two counter pressures. From strong domestic constituencies for aggressive climate action, and obviously what is the last sentence? International. Which sentence is that? What is? E is the, and more salient for India, international pressure through naming and shaming. Naming and shaming. Now who has got the correct order? Please raise your hands. Please give them a big hand. About 3 or 4 students, not easy, very difficult in my opinion. Now we have 5 more. Then we have to see paper 17. She has been waiting for the last 2 days eagerly. What is it? Fillers, double fillers. We'll do it fast. One big, are you ready? One big between the investments in fossil fuels, please, not fossils, fuels. Fossil fuels and those in wind power, solar cells and geothermal energy is that the latter will supply energy in. Now generally here they are contrasting two things. One is fossil fuels which are not renewable and which are conventional. The other renewable energy resources which are unconventional. Okay? Renewable, non-renewable. Here argument, one big argument between the investments. Can you use the word argument? No. One big exception, that is also not relevant. One big difference, this seems right, hold that one. And what is the second word here? The latter will supply energy in renewability. Hold that one. Renewable, you all know the meaning. Again and again, renewable. One big argument, reality is not correct. Again, argument we have rejected. One big difference, underline the word difference, difference. One big difference between the investments in fossil fuels and those in wind power, solar cells and geothermal energy is that the latter will supply energy in perpetuity. Perpetual means what? Forever. Please write the meaning of perpetual. Forever. Forever. But generally when we talk about energy, resources, what is the typical combination word? Renewable. Renewable energy, there it is an adjective. Renewability is the noun form of the same word. So based on that, what is the answer? The third option is the answer. 27. Much of that cricket has is due to the fact it is a sport. So some appeal, why, some reason. Much of the allure, please underline the word allure. Allure means what? Attract, but generally it has a negative connotation, positive and negative, usage point of view, negative connotation. Allure means attract, attractive. Underline the word lucrative. Please write the meaning, profitable. Lucrative means what? Profitable. It goes with, write the combination, lucrative business. Already have written many a time. Lucrative business. This seems right, hold this one. Much of the criticism that cricket has is due to the fact it is a controversial sport. This also seems right, hold this one. Much of the attraction that cricket has is due to the fact it is a famous sport. Famous attraction need not be. Some sports are very famous, but they may not attract. Not correct. Looks correct, not correct. Flack. Write the meaning of the word flack. Flack means criticize, criticism. Criticism or disapproval. Disapproval. Super sport, that is not correct. Now here you have to decide between first option and third option. Allure and attraction both mean the same. That means what you have to decide based on the second word in each option. Lucrative sport, famous sport. Much of the allure that cricket has is due to the fact it is a lucrative sport. And what is the other one? Famous sport. Now cricket is famous. It doesn't mean that it is attractive to everyone. But lucrative, a lot of people get attracted because money is involved. Lucrative means what? Profitable. Profitable means what? Money is involved. So based on that, what is the answer? The first option is the answer, not the third option. The problem is not just that FCI has become, with inefficiency and mismanagement, covering itself into the world's largest hoarder. Underline the word hoarder. Hoarding, write one word, hoarding, H-O-A-R-D-I-N-G. Here it is a noun, then you write the word hoard. Hoarding means as a noun. When you look out, what do you see? You see big advertisement boards. Those are known as hoardings. That is British English. American English, we use the word billboard. What is it called? Billboard. But as a noun, hoard has a negative connotation. Please write the meaning as a verb. It means to store something illegally. To store something illegally. Store something illegally. Usually it goes with brackets, you write provisions, rice, wheat, also write petrol. All the petrol bunk people, they have petrol. They get the news, the price will go up. Then what do they say? They say no stock. That is called hoarding. Once the prices go up, then they start selling. They make the margin. Just wait for 5 minutes, it will be over. What is the question number? 28. The problem is not just that FCI has become synonymous with. This is right or wrong? Wrong. There is one expression, synonymous with. Please consider that one. And what is the second option? Primary driver of food inflation in the country. Primary driver, here not the regular driver. So this is also right, hold this one. Compatible, I think you got this word the other day. Compatibility means what? I gave one expression, intellectual compatibility. Do you remember? Being harmonious or matching. Compatible means what? Match. Be harmonious. To agree. No confrontation. Not being at loggerheads. Compatible has become compatible with inefficiency. That is not the right expression. Please mark it wrong. Primary operator, that is also not correct. Identical with, this is acceptable combination. What is the next one? Primary trainer, not correct. Please mark the third option based on the second word. Polar with, primary regulator of food. Regulator is correct, but polar is not correct. Mark it wrong. Tantamount, write the meaning of the word tantamount. Tantamount means equal to or equivalent to. Equal to or equivalent to. Equal to with inefficiency. To with is not grammatically correct. So what is the answer here? Whether you like it or not, that is the answer. Synonymous with, primary driver, it drives something. Drives what? Food inflation. So answer is the first option. 28. This is rather 29, I'm sorry. 28 is over. I'm worried about the time factor. So whenever I think of time, I become a little jittery or nervous or anxious, and I go in a zigzag manner. 29, rather difficult. Even this I had to cross-check. I had to refer. Only then I could get the answer, though I thought I wanted authentic information. So the pilot knew she would be able to see the few lights of the city. Few, negative or the few lights. But city has many lights or a few? Many. Reject the first option based on sword. to cruising altitude. Soar is correct, but first word is not correct. Divine lights of the city, that is not relevant in this context. Please mark it wrong based on the first word. Escalate means what? Increase. Escalating prices means what? Increasing prices. And you all know the word escalators. Glistening, please underline glistening, shining, glittering, all are synonyms. Glistening, shining, glittering. Now we have rejected the first option, the second option, third option, glistening lights, that is right. Jumped to cruising altitude. Jumped to, it is not correct, mark it wrong. Shining is right. Reached to. Reached to is not correct. Grammatically, reached something, reached some place. You cannot use a preposition to. I thought glittering lights, that is right, but I had a doubt. Climbed to cruising altitude. I didn't know the meaning of cruising altitude, frankly speaking. It goes with aviation terminology. Cruising altitude is a particular altitude where the pilot can go there and then they cannot see. It's about 5,000 feet or some feet. The expression is a standard expression that goes with aviation terminology. And I cross-checked whether the verb climb can be used or not. Everyday English climb has a different connotation. Then it is absolutely right word. What is it? Climbed. They use the expression climb to cruising altitude, means go to cruising altitude. Climb to cruising altitude. And I've seen a few articles how to climb to cruising altitude, what is cruising altitude, all related information. But we don't have to bother. What is the answer here? Are you guys listening? The session is still on. Glistening, glittering lights climbed to cruising altitude. Climb is the appropriate combination verb. But that is very difficult. You have to have some sort of aviation background. And the last one, if supermarket was so, why is the West providing a massive for agriculture? First you underline the word sundry. Sundry means everyone, all. There is a right one idiomatic expression, all and sundry. All and sundry means what? Everyone, irrespective of the rank status, all the people, top, middle, bottom, all. So sundry, why is the West providing a massive help for agriculture? So sundry, does it go with supermarket? No, mark it wrong. Underline the word sundry and mark it wrong. If supermarket was so productive, why is the West providing a massive support for agriculture? Hold this one, seems right. If supermarket was so efficient, why is the West providing a massive subsidy for agriculture? We don't know the context, but we'll check the fifth option. If supermarket was so successful, why is the West providing a massive coverage for agriculture? The key says the fifth option. What is the answer? Fourth option, I'm sorry. The key says the fourth option. Hold that one. The key says what? Which option? Third option. Efficient subsidy. Okay, hold that one. And fifth option, myriad. Underline the word myriad. Means what? Multitude, many. Write the word many. Also write the word multitude. I thought fourth option, but third option we'll read. If supermarket was so efficient, why is the West providing a massive subsidy for agriculture? So this seems right. So what is the answer based on that? The third option is the answer. Is that the last question? It has taken note the time is 3:15. I've been trying to do it terrific speed. Usually it doesn't go this fast. In spite of that, it has taken an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know how to cut down the time. We have to think of a way. And